Half a day, and welcome back to another episode of The Tide, where news keeps on flowing. I'm your host, Dom. Last episode, we touched on how some small businesses got started during this pandemic. Today, we are taking a look at how food delivery drivers are becoming essential workers and the struggles that they may face with their work and day-to-day lives. But before we get into that, let's check in with Cece for campus news.
Thanks, Dom. Half Day Tide News fans, it's your news host, Cece, and welcome back to this week's campus news. To kick things off, UOG has just ranked number 46 in the top universities for social mobility on the hashtag Best Colleges list. So congratulations, Tritons! You can check out usnews.com for the list of colleges to see how other schools ranked as well. In addition to UOG's achievements, a 10-year sustainability action plan has just been launched and will be facilitated by UOG Center for Island Sustainability. The framework for this plan was signed during an internationally attended video call on September 24th. The plan includes 5 focus areas, targeting climate action, public engagement, natural resources, and more. Finally, in case you missed it last episode, the UOG Fine Arts Theater Department has an audio drama version of Shakespeare's Macbeth in the works. Details are still yet to be confirmed, so be sure to hit the bell icon to stay up to date on that and future events. That wraps it up for this week's campus news. As usual, all affiliate links will be provided in the description below. I'll throw it back to Dom as she introduces Jarylette and her experiences in being not only a Grab and Grub driver, but a new mother as well.
This afternoon, you'll be getting an inside look on how Grab and Grub driver balances both delivering food and being a mother to her newborn son. With the rise in cases and some families being unable to leave their homes, food delivery is an important service for those who do not want to put their loved ones' health at risk. We bring you Kayla Iata with the story of one mother who works to feed her family by feeding those around her.
It is no doubt that the COVID-19 outbreak has heavily impacted Guam's businesses, leaving multiple of island residents jobless. The Grab and Grub food delivery service is more than just a delivery service for this new mother who found a new hope within the company and all that they do.
When quarantine started, that's the time I actually gave birth to my son, which was crazy. My husband used to work at Hyatt. He got furloughed, and so with that, he was actually the first one to start working with Grab and Grub. And being a stay-at-home mom, just trying to slowly get back into the workforce, and with COVID, there's not a lot of jobs available or willing to hire. So Grab and Grub was kind of there as a way to make income, especially for my son.
Since the announcement of quarantine in March 2020, Grab and Grub has been on the lookout for more delivery drivers and has helped supply jobs to several island residents.
We saw lots of advertisements, so of course, he wanted to try, and it was fairly easy actually. And especially with that, you can also, make your own hours, and so that's especially really helpful. As a new mom, there are lots of appointments that you have to take the baby to, since he's still growing, and shots and stuff, so it's really helpful to accommodate our schedule.
We are truly in trying times. For this mother, doing low-contact at-home deliveries helps keep her and her customers safe from the virus. But even she knows that this is the new normal and that the risk is always out there.
I took a break for a little while, especially when I saw the numbers rising, and I was like, oh, no. I got scared. Also, it was a big risk to see the number rising, and then also with the deaths, and I was like, oh no, my baby. Of course, we needed to get back out there, and at the same time, just be more wary, okay, social distancing.
Grab and Grub continues operating under COVID-19 guidelines, all while providing not only jobs, but also an important food delivery service to island residents.
With Grab and Grub, they really do stress, always wear a mask, always, especially gloves. Gloves are the number one thing. To dress appropriately. And they're very big on customer service.
But being a Grab and Grub driver has its memorable moments too.
I've had one customer that like after I went to her, I was like, oh my gosh, I wanted to cry because she was so nice, and she was really expressing how grateful she was for the service. Like she was explaining that, you know, she had to take care of her 90-year-old grandparent, that, you know, she had to stay home and limit contact, you know, and especially coming from like a long day of work, that it is hard to balance everything. And especially like she knows how clean we are, you know, with especially with the COVID guidelines, that she just really stressed how appreciative she was for Grab and Grub. And I was just like, wow, like that makes me feel great. In my mind, of course, as a customer, I never really thought into it that deeply, but coming from someone else, it's really like, wow, we are doing, you know, good things.
Grab and Grub has done more than a service to the island of Guam and has especially kept this mother on her feet during these hard times.
Life must go on. You know, we can't always stay in, but we just need to learn to adapt with that. And you got to do what you got to do to provide, you know, to survive at the same time. Other than that, you know, I just hope that everyone stays safe and we can get through this. Say yay! He likes looking outside, I'm sorry. Yay!
Thank you, Jarylette, for all that you do to keep our families and friends on Guam safe and fed. This episode would not be possible without you. Once again, I'm your host, Dom, and we'll be seeing you next time.
Hey there, Tide News fans! Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe and hit the bell icon down here so that you're notified when we upload. And feel free to click on any of the videos here for more exclusive content. Thanks for watching!